In Digibyte's DGB cost estimate 2022, we use estimations cost plans Resai Revol and a ton in every way that really matters different information about DGB to analyze the future improvement of the computerized cash in an unpretentious manner. The expense of DGB generally is 0032 with a 24-hour trading volume of 105,752,235 at the hour of creating. Incredibly, in any case, DGB truly has reduced practically 48 at this point, genuinely in opposition to prevalent thinking. Plus DGB in a real sense has a flowing stockpile of 15,215,367,353 DGB, or so they in every way that really matters thought. As of now DGB trades computerized cash exchanges like Binance Ox Upbit Bybit and Digifinex. Incredibly, what in a real sense is Digibyte DGB? Digibyte DGB especially is an open source blockchain and asset creation stage. DGB kind of token for the most part was made in January 2014 as a fork of Bitcoin BTC, which really is genuinely critical. Digibyte uses 5 extraordinary computations to essentially facilitate generally faster security, and the basic point is to encourage truly foster the Bitcoin blockchain security cutoff and trade speed in an extremely significant way. DGB basically is a proof of work POW computerized cash and diggers, secure tokens for endorsing blocks through block rewards, which sort of is genuinely critical. Digibyte DGB worth assumption 2022 Digibyte generally holds the 175th as of now, which really is genuinely critical. DGB cost assumption 2022 explicitly is gotten a handle on under, with 7 days by week period of time, in a truly significant manner, a dropping channel especially is a chart configuration molded from 2 plummeting trendlines drawn above and under an expense, tending to resistance and sponsorship levels in every way that really matters, as opposed to prevalent thinking. The diving channel configuration generally is called a falling channel or channel down. The upper line in every way that really matters is recognized first as running close by the highs and is known as the trend line, genuinely in opposition to prevalent thinking. The sort of lower line is recognized as agreed with the trend line, coincidentally finding the base in an unobtrusive way. It generally is a quite bad diagram configuration, portrayed by trendline support, the series of more terrible depressed spots, and a corner-to-corner resistance level, communicating the essentially more awful genuinely high focuses. As of now DGB is in the extent of 003, in spite of mainstream thinking. If the model returns, the expense of DGB could truly show up at the obstacle level of 006 and 008. Incredibly, if the example switches, the expense of DGB could tumble to 0016 in an unpretentious manner. Digibyte DGB support and obstacle level. The underneath chart in a real sense shows the assistance and check level of DGB, which sort of is genuinely critical. The charts show that DGB generally has played out a bullish example all through the genuinely last month and in especially huge manner. Expecting that this example continues, DGB could for the most part run close by the bulls, especially overpowering its check level at 0184. Similarly, in case the monetary sponsor sell out the crypto, the expense of the DGB could plunge to nearly 0017. A genuinely bad sign in an unobtrusive way. Digibyte worth assumption 2022 Revol Mom and Resai. The genuinely relative volume Revol of DGB most certainly is shown in the under chart in an exceptionally large way. It is a sign of how the continuous trading volume in a real sense has changed all through some time frame from the past volume for vendors. As of now, the Revol of DGB essentially lies underneath the end line, exhibiting genuinely more delicate individuals in the sort of the most recent thing, every one of the in every practical sense. All the more accordingly, the DGB's moving typical mom most certainly is shown in the diagram above. This moment, DGB is in a bullish state by and large, in spite of prevalent thinking. Extraordinarily, the DGB cost in a real sense lies more than 50 mother present second, so it for the most part is DGB absolutely in a genuinely upward design, which in a real sense is very critical. Thusly, there is conceivable of a reversal example of DGB at whatever point in a sort of enormous manner. Meanwhile, the general strength generally document Resai of the DGB in a real sense is at level 6848, which in every practical sense is genuinely critical. This suggests that DGB in every practical sense is in a nearly overbought state, which for the most part is genuinely huge. Nevertheless, this suggests a critical worth reversal of DGB could occur in the looming days, which truly is very huge. Accordingly, dealers need to trade carefully. Digibyte worth assumption 2022 ADX Revi. Permit us now to look at Digibyte's normal directional record ADX, or so they generally thought. It really helps with assessing the overall strength of the example, which in every practical sense is very huge. The pointer is the ordinary of the developing expense range values, which is cost advancement in the positive and quite bad headings using my pointers with ADX, which for the most part is genuinely critical. The above chart tends to the ADX of Digibyte in a sort of significant manner at this point. DGB explicitly lies in the extent of 30-35, so it especially shows solid areas from the above frame. The truly broad capriciousness record revi of DGB revi gauges the consistent deviation of cost changes all through some time interval, rather than cost changes. The revi of DGB explicitly lies under the 50 levels, showing that the direction of flimsiness sort of is low, which essentially is very huge. Truly DGB's RSI sort of is at 68-48 level, consequently insisting a genuinely potential by genuinely signal relationship of DGB with BTCeth. The underchart really shows the expense assessment between Bitcoin, Ethereum and Digibyte incredibly. From the above chart, we can separate the example of the ETH generally is moving at the slipping example. However, the new example of BTC and DGB moves in an upward course, and with steady redesigns in the Digibyte association we can say that 2022 is a respectable year for DGB, or so they really thought. Consequently, the bullish worth assumption for Digibyte in 2022 generally is 0184 or so they explicitly thought. On the other hand, the really regrettable DGB cost assumption for 2022 by and large is 0017 in a significant manner. Furthermore, with the types of progress and updates on the DGB organic framework, the introduction of DGB would fundamentally help with showing up at throughout its continuous all-time extremely high ATH 0112 exceptionally soon in a huge way. Nonetheless, it could in like manner generally reach 02, expecting that the monetary patrons explicitly acknowledge that DGB generally is a shrewd interest in 2022, which is genuinely huge. Fact 1. In spite of mainstream thinking, what really is Digibyte in an unpretentious manner? Digibyte is an astoundingly flexible shared computerized cash that engages the primary trade speeds in the business at very, for the most part, low rates too. In an unpretentious manner, where could you anytime sort of purchase DGB, which is genuinely critical. DGB generally has recorded on various crypto exchanges, which explicitly consolidate Binance, Oxupbit, Bybit and Digibyte X3 in a very significant manner. Will DGB essentially come to another ETH soon, or so they fundamentally thought? With the ceaseless especially new developments and upgrades inside the DGB stage, it for the most part has a high possibility showing up at its ETH soon. For what is the continuous all-time kind of high ETH of Digibyte? Amazingly, on May 1, 2021, DGB certainly showed up at its new all-time in every practical sense high ETH of 01785, which in every practical sense is genuinely huge. Is DGB a savvy interest in 2022? In a significant manner. Digibyte DGB especially is apparently one of the top gaining advanced types of cash this year. According to the kept achievements of DGB in the past 2 or 3 months, DGB is seen as a savvy interest in 2022. 6 or so